Hi, my name's Tamo, and I play D&D.
My name is Liam, and I play Dungeons & Dragons.
My name is William Walsh, and I play Dungeons & Dragons. Dungeons & Dragons is a fantasy role-playing game. It's a cooperative game. It's a little bit like a multiplayer RPG video game or computer game, sort of like World of Warcraft or EverQuest, except rather than play it online, you play it with a group of people around the table, and instead of having the computer process all of the different rules in the background, you have a single participant who's referred to as a dungeon master.
Yes, everything else is green and wooded, and this is a very pleasant rustic looking dirt path. And this is pretty much a quantity of severed limbs and bleeding entrails.
Wait, did they all die?
No, this is just one man.
Oh, okay.
This is what the end result is.
I see.
It's really cool to get together with a bunch of your friends and actually, I mean, there's a lot of games on the internet now and stuff, but it's nice to be actually in the same room with all your friends, having a good time.
What are your bonus languages, Tama?
Hmm?
What are your bonus languages?
Oh god, great.
You have 19 base intelligence, right? Or you have 17 base intelligence, 19 after racial ability modifiers.
Yeah.
Well, so pick 4 bonus languages. You know Rokugani,
Okay.
and that's the only language you know.
No,
So
I
pick a
know
bonus
common
language.
too, though.
No, because you are from Rokugan.
Galstaff, you have entered the door to the north. You are now by yourself, standing in a dark room. The pungent stench of mildew emanates from the wet dungeon walls. Where are the Cheetos? They're right next to you.
Oh, there's this one animation that's had different incarnations on the internet. It started out as something called like Summoner Geeks Dungeons & Dragons, and then became 8-Bit Dungeons & Dragons. It's been seen by quite a lot of people online. It's pretty much just a recording of a bunch of people playing D&D, being particularly awkward about it, set to an attractive animation involving different cartoon characters.
You can do almost anything that you can imagine. It's just a lot of fun coming up with all these different ideas and then watching them come to life in a different world.
I go 30 feet straight up.
I'll tell you what I know. I think the game was created originally in the 1970s by Gary Gygax and a couple other people as a medieval tactical war game. And it gradually turned into this role-playing game where you had a bunch of different fantasy archetypes, like you could play an elf or a dwarf or a human cavalier, which is sort of like a knight in shining armor and so on. As the game caught on and the pursuit became more financially successful, different revisions of the rules were made, referred to broadly as editions. There was first edition, which in its commercially available form was not actually the first version of D&D. There were also second and third edition, and a revision of third edition. Fourth edition is coming out shortly. There have been quite a few video games based either directly or indirectly on D&D, many more than people realize. Games like Diablo, that have been widely popular, draw a lot of the rules they use quite heavily from the D20 game mechanic, the rules that Dungeons & Dragons are based on. A lot of the concepts that exist in these games, like different physical attributes like your strength, your speed, your toughness, and so on, a lot of staples of role-playing games. Dungeons & Dragons was one of the first games to introduce these ideas. Every player has to make a character. Characters occupy different niches within the party, and each of these niches has a somewhat medieval theme to them. You have your sturdy brawler type character, a fighter who overcomes most of the physical
combat-oriented challenges with some help from his friends.
It's at this point that the plot is usually set in motion, and the game master begins to narrate.
Sun's shining, grass is green. It's actually the beginning of, it's not even summer yet, it's spring.
It's the beginning of
That's actually really, really pleasant.
Yeah, it's a very pleasant day.
It's like Mary again.
It's pretty much the perfect day, except everything is eerily silent.
Huh.
You realize there are no birds chirping, and you haven't seen an animal for at least the past 20 minutes.